And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. Hey, so what's up, guys? It's Aaron from Aaron Honer. And today I wanted to talk about hospitalization and my experience being hospitalized and all that. So I've been hospitalized 6 times. One about 3 months ago, 4 months ago. And it was a really crazy experience this time. It was all the times it was a crazy experience, but this time especially was very interesting. I basically was nine of the 10 people, like everybody except for one person that I talked to, had been in there because they attempted suicide. So it was pretty insane, pretty crazy to experience. One lady just lost her husband like a week before, and she was just really struggling, like crying, and oh man, it was just insane. So overall, every time I've been hospitalized, it's like I never want to go back. Obviously, like it's not an overall like good experience, you know. But every time I do learn, I call it a super school for learning. So there is positive and negatives about it. There's pros and cons to it, but what really it helped me, what really helped me through that is just the learning aspect, like trying to learn everything I can about people. One thing I learned is people in the real world, like, you know, people on the street or people like at the park or like people working, you know, at a job, they're just going to put on their happy face. But when you're in a mental hospital, you're kind of just, my experience is they're just very that much themselves, and I like that about them. Like, honestly, the people there, like, they're broken, they're hurting, but they're real, and I like that about them. And not that everybody else in my life is not that, but when I talk to them, they don't put on a mask. They don't try to, like, it doesn't take a lot to like connect with them, just because we're both in a mental hospital. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, you know, it's really easy to connect. And another thing is, if you really care about people, like, they'll appreciate that. Even if they don't say it, they'll appreciate that, because even the workers don't even care about us. I felt like most of the time, like, there's a few that really cared, and then most of the workers did not. So at least that's how I felt. I could be wrong, but every time I've been in 6 different mental hospitals, or maybe 4 different mental hospitals, and they all just most of the people didn't care. They just saw you as a number. But it really helped me learn about people, and it helped the first time. I mean, it really helped me not judge anybody, because I met homeless people. I met people that, I mean, over the years that I've been in mental hospitals, I met like people that were millionaires and then lost it all. I met people that are homeless, people that were addicted to drugs, people that had murdered people, just things like crazy stuff. So it made me not judge people as much as like I might have before. It just made me more open-minded to be like, hear people out and really like hear what people are saying. And also, yeah, it just helped me read people better. Like I said, just be like, you know what is this person really going through? Like, we all are going through something, and just to learn to ask like the good questions to people, instead of just like stop there at like, how are you, or whatever, you know. It's like really try to dig deeper, And I also realized they were hungry for something more. Every single one of those, well, not every single one of them, but a lot of the people I met were just hungry for something different because they hit rock bottom. Like mental hospital, it's kind of rock bottom, you know? It's like, where else are you going to go? But so I learned that people were closer, some people were closer to accepting Jesus into their life, like really surrendering to Jesus, like closer. And I say closer, they didn't surrender to Jesus, some of them, but like they were closer than the people that are living their best life now, their best life now, where they're just working, have a good job, have a good, a girlfriend or whatever, a boyfriend, whatever, they're just like, life is okay, or at least decent, so I'm good, But with the mental hospital, it's like people really were wanting to change and open to something different. So it made it really easy to talk to them about God and just about things like that. So and just it also made me experiment with my personality. Like I was just like not a totally different person in a mental hospital, but I was just kind of like more wild, and I was just like tested, like who do I really want to be? Do I want to be the person that's just always talking or always like making a joke or something, or do I want to be the person who cares about the people in the room more than most of the people? It's like, who do I really want to be? It really challenged like who you really want to be, because you could literally like change your identity, like who you are. You could literally start acting like a completely different person when you're in a mental hospital, you know what I mean? Like, and I kind of did some of the time, not completely different, but a little bit different. And then I would just see who I was comfortable, who I wanted to be, because I was kind of like the one that was like making all the jokes, and I was never really like that before that. So it was just like, it was interesting. It was also the environment as well. But anyways, I definitely learned a lot. I definitely, there's pros and cons to being in a mental hospital. You definitely learn a lot if you get the right mindset. If you realize that it's a super school for learning, because I learned more probably in 2 weeks of being in a mental hospital than I did in all of high school. I'm serious. Or the 3 weeks I was in ER mental hospital, I learned more in 3 weeks than I did in 5 years after being in high school, or even way more than just being in school. So yeah, it's very much a super school for learning. But thank you so much for watching. God bless. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.